Hello, everyone. Hi, it's what, Thursday? Yeah. What's the word? Thunderbirds. This time of Pearls Politics, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. So y'all better come on and get in here. I was busy trying to share just a little bit, so in order to give me time to share, let me get the rest of the team in here so we can greet each other and say hello. All right. So we got the heartbeat of the South and every beat of my heart. My son Tim Harrington. Hi, Tim. How's it
Hey,
going?
Mom. How you doing? How's everybody doing?
All right, I'm doing actually this pretty good today. I was amazed.
Great, great, great.
Yeah, yeah, but we got to take this show on the road with Kathy CC Carlson. Hey,
Hey,
Kathy.
Hi,
Kathy.
how
Hey,
you
hey.
doing?
Hi, how's it going with you? Did you feel pretty good today?
Yeah, I sat out in the sun and then my brother called me. I hadn't talked to him in like several months since my birthday, probably last year. I mean
Wow,
this year. But yeah, and he's doing well. So yeah,
that's
I'm doing
great.
good.
You and
Uh-huh.
Good.
I had a pretty good day today. That's kind of a strong psychic connection, isn't it?
It is, truly.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Okay, y'all. Y'all know the Ziggy of politics. Let's get him in here. James Ziegler. Hi, James. How's it going?
What's up, James?
James is frozen right now. James
Yeah.
got to learn how to get rid of his pop ups. His pop
Oh
ups
yeah.
keeps blocking him out. Kathy, maybe you could talk him through one day if you
Okay.
get some time, so how to eliminate his pop ups. Hi,
Yeah.
James. How's it going with you? How's your
Hey,
day been?
I'm doing good.
You're looking good. All right. So it seems like all four of us had a very fairly good day today, and that's a great connection.
Hmm.
Great connection. All right. So let's do one commercial and give us time to get the sharing out because I am trying to share and I forget about the 5 minute. Well, we don't have the 5 minute anymore. We're in studio three tonight. Yeah. So and we got the well. We used to have the 5 minute, and now it's on the 1 minute. So that don't give us much time to get our sharing done. So let's take a little video break and let's get some sharing in here because there's nobody in the studio. All right. I mean, in the comment column yet.
all
uh, okay. So let's take a break and then we'll be back. Okay.
right.
Love is bigger than ever. The three-row Subaru Ascent. Dog tested, dog approved. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
All right, so we're back. I don't. Okay, James is coming in. Okay, all right, everybody, we're back, and I don't know if
I hate that pop-up blocker.
yeah, Kathy's gonna go through one day when she gets some time with you to let you know about what's going on. Hello, Sandra. We got Sandra in here. I know you are trying to watch the voting results. You guys, look, we got a local election going on. They're counting votes tonight, and so we may not have a lot of our locals watching tonight, but yeah, we got a big election voting counting tonight, and so pretty much a lot of people here in Tennessee are watching the Memphis mayoral tally polls tonight. So thank you for all the loves and likes. Those of you who are watching, a lot of people probably catch this on replay. I got a fly in my house is trying to probably find somewhere to dock for the winter, but I'm going to catch him tonight when I turn out the lights and he goes to my TV screen, right? I'll be able to get him. So look, we got a lot to talk about. What we advertised that we're going to talk about is on the agenda is Biden cancels an additional $9 billion in student loan debt.
Yes.
And guess what else? McCarthy, House Speaker, got ousted. First time in history this has ever been done. And then right after that, the next day, Nancy Pelosi was evicted from her private office in the Capitol by the interim House Speaker. Hey,
That was the best move of the year.
Look, I got some comments, a couple of comments I want to read to you all that people said, and as well as actual guys' comments, and anybody that's in the comment column can participate too. Okay, so the first thing I want to bring up is the Biden's decision to cancel the $9 billion in student loan debt. Listen to this. This was published on October the 5th, which was today at 4:09 p.m. Central Standard Time. 125,000 people with federal student loans will fall into one of three categories will be eligible for new debt relief. Student loans and student debt forgiveness have consistently remained in the headlines over the past couple of years. Now, the question is, did the Biden administration cancel an additional $9 billion in student loan debt? And the answer is yes, they did. He did. On October the 4th, the Department of U.S. Education and the White House announced that the administration approved $9 billion in student debt relief for 125,000 Americans. So these are the three categories that got relieved. If you fit into either one of these, you're in luck. $5.2 billion in student loan debt for 53,000 borrowers through the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. $2.8 billion in student debt forgiveness for 51,000 borrowers through fixes to income-driven repayment plans. Then $1.2 billion in student debt for 22,000 borrowers who were identified for relief because they have a total or permanent disability. Yay! We all like the last one, don't we? That's right. So this is they said that they are going to the way that they are going for determining the permanent disability is by what the Social Security office reports. So that means that 22,000 borrowers who get either SSDI or SSI will be eligible, because SSDI is a form of disability that you get after you have already started receiving your SSA from your workplace. Okay. And then when you become disabled, either during that time, after you have started receiving your Social Security, and during that time, rather, then they recalculate your status. And then you, once your state qualifies you as permanently disabilitated, then at that Social Security office has that information. Then they change your status of your benefit from SSA to SSDI. And the SSI is for the people who did not have earn enough money, or did not work long enough on any jobs to earn the regular Social Security benefit, but they are still disabled. They have become permanently or totally disabled. So I just wanted to explain the difference in that. So that's some good news. Now, what do we think about that? I'm going to begin by saying that I think that this was a strategic move, um, because his Biden's numbers are really bad, and everybody's talking about how, and we talked about a lot on our program about how people are not going to forget how they had money in their pockets, during COVID, that President Trump issued every week to everybody, regardless of race, creed, color, or religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that Biden would probably come up with something that he had to do. So I think this is a strategic move that he's trying to do so that he can con some people, or rather solicit some people to vote for him. How do you guys feel about that, James?
Um, I personally, I really don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Tim,
Yes.
do you
Well,
think that's a strategic move or not?
I mean, nice move. But I still believe that it's not enough. I don't believe that it's going to be enough for what he's looking for. Because
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. There's one thing about us, whether we're rich or poor, or middle class or what have you. We always, it seems like from the time we can acquire bills, always owe somebody while we're on this earth. So we're never just really debt free. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But what people can remember is just like what you stated. People can remember when they were able to pay their bills and they were able to put food on the table, going through a pandemic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that has never been done.
Mm-hmm.
So Trump still stands out in that area. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because any president really did what he did for us, the forgiveness. I'm talking about Biden. So it's two different planes. So therefore I see there's no comparison.
Okay, Kathy.
I'm sorry. Somebody had hacked my second account on Facebook, and somebody just told me about it. So I
Oh,
had to
sorry.
tell.
No worries. Well, yeah, you don't have to answer because I know you're busy. But Tim,
Yeah. What
the
was the
different.
question again, real quick? Oh, SSI, and you said I've heard
Uh,
that. Mm.
do you think
Mm.
that do you think that it is a strategic move to help Biden get some votes by doing the student loan debt relief?
Yeah. Yeah. It's both parties are guilty of doing it, but right now, since the Democrats, I believe, are killing the the pain of, they're feeling like they're on the losing end at the moment. I believe they're doing that. Yeah. Because when it gets closer to the election, a lot of times, they do this to sway the votes.
Yeah. I think
And
that
we're
is
getting
what
closer.
you were getting closer. But I agree with you, Tim, for the simple reason is, people will probably have the feeling that, gosh, had this cross and this clamp on my back for all these years, which has messed up my credit rating for all these years. And really, it's too little too late, because some people weren't able to get a car because they owed the student loan debt. People weren't able to buy a house because they couldn't, the student loan debts. And see, the thing about it is those student loan debts have been on people's credit rating for ever since they got them.
Yeah.
And the student loan debts were wrong in the first place, because when you borrowed the money, the colleges are to blame for this, because this is what happened to a lot of my friends and myself. The college that you borrowed the money for guaranteed you that you would get a job equivalent enough to make enough money to pay back those loans. And they did not do that. And they definitely do not do that for people of color. So that's why people couldn't pay back their loans, is because these colleges failed to keep their promises to their students, you see. Okay, so Doug, hey, welcome. Doug has a comment. I'm going to move Kathy up, and because I don't mind being covered, because Doug got a long comment. He says, the system in America is set up to make us all economic public slaves due to the importance they put on credit and their personal scores. You are so correct.
Yeah,
that is what I just said. That is what I just said.
Yeah. I agree.
That's the reason why I don't think that it's going to really impress a lot of people that were not going to vote for Biden to vote for him. Yeah, they appreciate it, and but it's too little too late. That people's lives were ruined, or they had to settle for nothing, or third best, or ghetto best, or just ghetto status, just because they were not able, the colleges didn't keep their promise to place them in a job where they could make enough money to live comfortably and have enough money left over that they didn't necessarily need in order to pay those student loans back. So it's the colleges that they should be going after for the money back, as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's probably what Trump would probably do. There's another reason why Democrats don't want him back in there, because I think that I maybe have heard him. It could be wrong. It could have been somebody else, but it seems like I heard it mentioned sometime last year that these colleges are the rip-offs of students of the education and job economic opportunity, and they should be held responsible. So Doug says nobody really owns anything. That's how the government taxes us over and over again.
I agree.
Tim just said that. He said, you always be in debt, but nobody can ever be debt free,
Right.
All righty then. Well, that's a hit news on that one. Okay, so McCarthy got ousted. First time in history, y'all, that this has ever happened. House votes to remove Kevin
Excuse
McCarthy.
me for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take you out for a minute. House votes to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker in historic first. All right. So here's what happened. Okay, I'll right up to the bottom at the top. Okay. He was removed on Monday, and everybody went, what? How did this happen? Why? So why was Kevin McCarthy removed?
You
The
asked.
rebellion, go ahead, Tim.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll let you come in after I read this.
Go ahead.
The rebellion was led by Florida Congressman, a Republican, a Democrat, Matt Getz, after Mr. McCarthy relied on Democratic votes to get a short-term spending deal passed on Saturday to avert a government shutdown. Mr. Gates accused him of making a secret side deal at the weekend with President Biden on Ukraine aid. But really, this was the final act. Well, I guess, yeah, Matt Gaetz, I guess he's a Republican, sounds like it. But really, this was the final act in a big, bitter saga that has been simmering all year. Yeah, okay. Between the Speaker, McCarthy, and a right-wing faction in his party. So Gaetz is Republican. They tried to block his election to the post in January, saying he could not be trusted to enact conservative principles. In their view, he proved that by striking a deal with Democrats in June to raise the debt ceiling without extracting the deep cuts they wanted. Now, they are the ones being accused of treachery. Some Republicans are openly talking about expelling Mr. Gaetz. The House is on recess for a week, and this period members will be discussing who to back in the looming vote for a new speaker that has been scheduled for Wednesday, the 11th of October. Let me get James back on the screen. Oh, he left. Okay, I get him back. That has been scheduled for Wednesday, 11th of October. All right, James is back. Let me get him in the studio. All right, James. Hey, we got you back. Hey, Miss Ziegler.
Sorry about that. I had to go answer the door.
Hi, everyone. We ordered Chinese food. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh, that's fine. No, James, you want to go and eat yours before it gets cold?
No, he's going to wait. We're good.
Okay, all right.
I hope everyone's well.
Thank you. We hope you're feeling better, too. All right, so then...
Have a good night, guys.
You too. And so this meeting for Wednesday, October the 11th, but I say it could take days or weeks to find someone who can get the backing of a majority of the House. You know, the House is held by Republicans. And it took Kevin McCarthy 15 votes over 4 days to finally be elected. So given the bad blood in the Republican Party over his removal, it is hard to imagine a figure who can unite the warring factions. But what has happened since that he was moved on Monday is that what's this guy's name? I've had that.
Jim Jordan.
No, not Jim Jordan. They have an interim in there now. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. I still got the same thing there. Let me see who they put in there. They put in. Oh, here it is. I was going too fast. Here's who they have in as an interim House Speaker. All right, the interim that they put in there for now is Patrick McHenry. He's a Republican congressman of North Carolina. And he's the one that gave the order the very next day for former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to be evicted from her private Capitol office by the new Speaker pro tempore. Fox News confirmed that House Speaker pro tempore Patrick McHenry gave the order to Pelosi to vacate her Capitol hideaway by Wednesday. Gave her 1 day.
That
And
deserves a round
McHenry,
of applause.
okay, audience, James said, would y'all applause that? All right, well, let's see if they like it. All right, so now Patrick McHenry is a close ally, though, y'all, to Kevin McCarthy, the speaker. So do y'all think that this was a collaboration between him and McCarthy rather, and Henry to put Nancy out of the office, to clear out of office? Tim, I know you ready.
Yeah.
I know you're ready. You back up.
Well,
I know you want to go back.
He got fired for one. He got fired for one or two reasons. Either he didn't fit the agenda, or he had to take one for the team. This is chess. You know what I mean? You're either part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Yeah. And that's what it boiled down to. So yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice one of your own men to get to a queen or a king.
Well, okay, that's well said. Well, but there's, because there is a portion of the Republican Party that say that they don't trust Kevin McCarthy, that he cannot be trusted. But you know what? I have a split opinion on it, because I really think that no matter who controls what house, or the Senate or the House, whoever is in control. Well, the Speaker of the House controls all the business. In other words, Congress cannot get any business done right now, since they don't have a Speaker of the House. Right. It has to be a permanent. I mean, it has to be somebody officially. They just have this. The interim can't really approve in his legislation schedules, right? And so they gotta hurry up and get this done, because this temporary shutdown is only gonna last until the end of December. So, and this is October, so they gotta hurry up and pick somebody,
Yeah.
Can I say,
as long as it took to get him?
What did you say, James?
Go ahead.
Can't take as long as it took to get McCartney in.
Exactly. Okay, Kathy.
Well, I was going to say, I saw an article, but I couldn't find it again. But it says that Trump is going for that position, and that's the second most powerful position under the president.
Yeah, that's what he said on Monday, and then Tuesday he restated and said he's not going to run for that.
Is he not?
Yeah, okay. He changed his mind. He said that on Monday when it first happened, and then on Tuesday, he after they put Nancy Pelosi out the White House, he said no. I think that he was satisfied with enough. I think that was like a candy treat for him with Nancy getting out, that he felt like he didn't have to. But I'm glad you mentioned that, Kathy, because it could have been a collaboration between Trump, McCarthy, and Henry to come up with the idea. Well, since y'all
thinking about that,
since y'all kicked out McCarthy, let's kick out Nancy. Because she's no longer. Nancy is no longer Speaker of the House, but she still had that office. She was still all her stuff is in there, her computers. I mean, that office still has her name on there. And what she did was she gave she wouldn't leave it. She wouldn't leave that office, and she gave them Kevin McCarthy. She gave them some other offices somewhere else, and so she claims that all of that, what their move that they did. This is Nancy's quote that I read, that she doesn't care anything about office space, and seem like all the Republicans care about is office space, and that she feel like they were disrespectful to her because she was out of town in California trying to mourn Dianne Feinstein's death at her funeral, And she was out of town when they did it. So there were some comments on the Fox News page, and this particular lady, Yolanda, says people are fixated on office spaces rather than doing what is just fair and right, having character and respect for others, learning that other people's opinions matter. Remember, whatever we plant, that shall we reap. Plant and plant well. We are imperfect people, so we should never judge working with limited information, and that is why we need each other. Pursue peace at all costs, and in so doing, you will live a long and good life. We are here, but for a little while, so make it count. And the replies that came from there was some good, some bad, but here's one that James would like. This is from a lady named Ms. Long. Nancy Pelosi was disrespectful toward a sitting president and his party. She showed no loyalty to our Constitution, only to the agenda of her Democratic Party. Again and again, she demonstrates an ability to support her defined duties and operated in supreme bias, unfit for office. If she thinks the Republicans are making too much of her having an office, then let her for once show some class, shut up, and move out. James, you like that one, don't you?
Yep, I don't see why she has to have an office if she's not in there anymore.
She can have an office space, but she's not supposed to have that one. That one is supposed to go to the new Speaker of the House.
Yeah,
So,
but she thinks she's above the law.
you're right. Yeah, that's a lot of
Another thing
them.
she's got there that I'm not happy with is she's got a bus or a picture of herself.
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of them do that. They have a portrait painted of themselves and put in their office. But let's get Doug's coming in. Doug says there's so much enmity now between the parties that the president should be an independent as to be a mediator to relieve conflicts and filibusters. Well, a lot of people feel that way. Doug. But to get back to the point that I was saying about uh, was was it right for the faction of the percentage of the small percentage of the Republican Party to be against McCarthy by saying they can't trust him just because he made a deal with the Democrats? I was saying that I think when you're in a position like that, like the House Speaker, you gotta be partisan at some times. And this is what by the way, this faction of the Republican Party that says I said these negative things about him and got him ousted, they are extreme right wing conservatives. So that is not, the conservative part of the Republican Party is just conservative and then moderate. That was the original. Then they got so far right wing when President Trump came in. That's something they established on their own, not President Trump established, but the people, the senators, the congressmen within the party themselves. You see, they did this, and so that when you're that far right, if you don't feel that sometimes you have to meet people halfway to get the people's business done for the people, then I don't think they should be serving. But I feel that McCarthy did what he had to do to keep the budget from being shut down.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about credit ratings, right?
Yeah.
When the government shut down, that gives us a bad credit rating with our allies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we only have, we have a lot of allies, but our strongest ally is the UK, and the UK is kind of on. They kind of in the middle. They kind of sit on the fence with us right now because of Bidenomics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that Kevin McCarthy made the right decision. They probably choked him to death, but he had to do it. And so as far as this far right wing faction, I wouldn't want them to be no one from there to be the Speaker of the House, because you got to know how to work with both sides. All of them, when they do their campaigning, that's the first thing come out of their mouth. I want to work with both sides of the aisle, don't they? Don't they say that, y'all? So
common phrase. Mm-hmm.
Then when they get in there, then they don't want to work with the other side, and that's where the whole problem lies. Okay, so I'm done with my stuff, and I'm gonna take a break. When we come back, y'all can fill in some more on those topics or your own topics. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back. Kathy, we're gonna start with you. Kathy will be up on deck first. Okay, Kathy.
Okay.
Sir, with the crust cut off, sir. A little boosty amusey for the boys, sir. Hey, son, we don't cut the crusts off. We eat the crust and throw the rest away. That's madness. I'm telling you for the last time, you're gonna have to stop making your food so delicious.
Call your friend. He's asleep. Please. I just want to see.
Go home full of suntan lotion.
Why are you calling at this time? You should know I was sleeping. What is
Got
it?
of Skittles.
Alright, it's fine. Just put your phone on share mode.
What's so amusing about that, Mr. Squidward? In the pirate territory, with a fresh supply of suntan lotion for shipwrecked sailors whose skin was chafed. Chafed, Mr. Squidward!
Share the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Here's to feeling that we belong and feeling part of something bigger. Here's to being there for each other. Here's to finding friends who become family. Here's to bringing jokes and making memories. Here's to the talkers, the listeners, and the cooks. Absolutely the cooks. Here's to doing things we might never do on our own. Here's to the ones we can't imagine not knowing. And here's to the ones who see us. Here's to all the wonderful and powerful things that happen when we come together. Here's to us. All of us.
Dion, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
Gabby, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I feel moisturized. This Oat Spice Fiji hand and body lotion has me smoother than ever, so.
That's what it does.
Dion?
I'm gonna need a minute.
You take as much time as you need.
All right.
That's our time.
All right, we are back. Kathy, you're on deck. What you got hot for us tonight?
Well, I had so many things, as I'm sure we all did, but one of the things is because, the COVID and the shots and everything is so prevalent right now, Newsbreak said, did the Canadian government just admit that 74% of triple vaccinated people now have what they call VAIDS, which is spelled V like Victor, AIDS. And it was data released by the government that shows that 74% of the Canadian public that did have the triple vaccinations now have a reduction in their immune systems.
Oh my
God. Which is not good.
Oh Lord.
So that's what I wanted to bring to the people. And it said the anti-vaccine outlet, the Expose, went viral and shared it on social media. And it claims that it was also picked up by another publication called People's Voice. And then on the X, a vocal anti-vaccine conspiracy theorist, David Avocado Wolf, with an E at the end, stated a version of the same story. And he's saying that Canadians with 3 vaccinations are going to have full-blown VAIDS. And then one other quick thing having to do with the young girls in Africa, 90 of them from a high school students ended up getting a mysterious illness, and they were paralyzed too. So these are just some of them. Yeah.
Just some of the after effects. Yeah. I kind of figured they would have some after effects, which is why I was not going to take a COVID shot. I said I would just take my chances because
that's what I said.
Yeah, because if God wanted me to go, he would just, he would just call me home.
That's right.
Yeah, and I did get pneumonia, but my immune system, as weak as it is, must have been strong enough to avoid COVID. See what I'm saying? So, and here's the thing too. These diseases are communicative diseases, meaning that they're airborne. And when a person, if you take responsibility like I did, I took responsibility when COVID was out. I stayed in. When I did have to go out, I wore plastic gloves and I wore a mask.
Yeah, she did.
A lot of people didn't want to wear the mask, and I have asthma and COPD, but I still wore the mask to protect myself from COVID. I mean, just common sense, And a lot of people, for their political reason, a lot of people did not want to wear a mask, did not want to wear gloves, and a lot of those people got it. And a lot of people are gone because they didn't use their common sense. Okay, I said this. I said, okay, granted, I'll say if you say it's a disease out there, and the way that it was, the way the stats and reports and everything was going, and everything that I saw, I said, okay, I'm convinced there's a COVID, but I'm not taking a shot. I'm just going to protect myself, and that if I get it, maybe I can get well. And then if I don't get well and God want to call me home, I'm ready to go. And when I got pneumonia, Tim can tell you, I was in the hospital for 5 days. I was so sick that I didn't know. They gave me the COVID test. And while I was waiting for the results, because back then the emergency rooms were full.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the result until the next day. But all that time, they gave me time to make peace, with God, prayer, my angels, and I was content. I wasn't afraid. I was like, if the test comes back, if I have COVID, and it's gonna take me away from here, Lord, I'm ready to go home. Grant my soul and my mind and my spirit peace, and receive me in your loving care. I had time to say my prayer. Test came back, it was negative. And they said I had pneumonia. So we can control the outcome of our illnesses in our health. But that's terrible for these people that have taken this shot. Doug says that he hasn't been sick at all since he had a double jab of COVID shot, I guess. in 2020.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Doug. I also had the jab.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
the double jab, but that
Yeah,
was it. No
yeah,
more
I had
for
double.
me.
Yeah,
So it's a
yeah.
triple jab. It's a triple jab that's causing the problems, right, Kathy?
Right, right.
I
Triple.
Okay.
had
Yeah,
none.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
man.
I'm not
James and
one.
I.
Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Tim.
No, no,
No,
go
you
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I
I was
was just
just
gonna say, um, you were saying how meticulous you were about your mask and your gloves and whatnot, and you were. But
hmm
for a person like me that don't do that like I should do it, you know what I
hmm
mean? I'm hoping that the double jab did prevent anything that
mm.
was coming my way.
Well,
So
yeah,
far
well,
so
it
good.
did.
So I keep everybody posted.
Yeah, but it did prevent you from getting COVID.
It did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
So, yeah. So, I mean, you have to give that credit. Have a round of applause for that.
I like to elaborate, Emily, on something.
Okay.
Um, Back when this was all going on, the jab,
hmm
the reason I said I'm not taking it is because doctors and other people of high influence and very well paying respected jobs
hmm
refused to take it. And I
hmm
said to myself, if these guys are not going to take it, why should I?
Yeah. I got you, James. I know
I mean,
exactly what you're
doctors making
saying.
$250,000 a year wouldn't take it.
Yeah, and some of the nurses didn't either, because that we lost some doctors and some nurses
Yeah, we
because
did.
they were treating the COVID patients,
Non-stop.
and I guess they were taking I guess they didn't get the shot or didn't want to take the shot or they got the shot too late or whatever. But we did lose a large number of doctors and nurses,
Yeah.
and that is regretful because they were only trying to help regardless of their state of mind as to whether they refuse to take it or not.
Now, I'm
But
not anti-doctor or shot or anything
oh, I know,
because
I know. I just
I got
understand what you're
I got
saying.
the pneumonia shot,
Oh
and
no,
I
I
also
don't
get
fool with that.
the flu shot every year.
No, I don't fool with neither of them. Not none of them.
But if they're going to force me to take it, no, thank you. That's the reason why I sit in this chair right now, is because of
Yeah.
what they did to me.
Well, the thing about it is, James, I don't take any of those shots like that. And the reason why is because I have lupus and I already have a weak immune system. What the doctors tell me is that I'm the one, because of my lupus, that I need to take it more than anybody. Well, I look at my own health history. I know my body better than doctors do.
That's
I
right.
I had never had pneumonia. I had not had pneumonia since 1976. And I got that while I was in the Baptist hospital when I had my tonsils taken out because the room was ice cold and I was breathing through my mouth when I was drugged and sleeping. They had me knocked out. I was breathing through my mouth and not through my nose, and it got too cold out in there. So I had to stay an additional 3 days. So
I had my
my
tonsils out too.
yeah, and so I'm looking back at all those years. I said, okay, so I'm not had pneumonia, so why should I take a pneumonia shot?
Hmm.
Um, a flu shot. I haven't even had the flu that much, but more than a couple of times in my lifetime. And so I'm like, why should I take a flu shot? Because the thing of it is, in those shots that they give you is the actual virus.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
And
and yeah,
It's
and the thing about
toxics or whatever that they call that.
yeah,
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 and the
That
thing about it
disease.
is like for anybody that's been in the military or reserves or what have you, they give you so many shots
then you
upon
get
boot
used
camp
to it.
that we had no idea of what we got shot with. We just knew it was anywhere from 10 to 15 shots or whatnot.
I
Um,
know, right?
Yeah, but yeah, getting back to those first responders, my hat really go off to them because I don't think that a lot of us would have been still around if it wasn't for them putting up such a courageous fight.
Yeah, you're right about that. We need to give them a round of applause from the
Yeah,
kids.
definitely.
Yeah, so the thing of it is too is that uh, I did get the flu time. Last time I had the flu was in 1970.
6, you said.
No, that was pneumonia. 70.
Oh,
This was 1970. No, no, I take it back. 1990, I believe it was 1990, and I got a flu shot. And the flu shot is what gave. No, 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 no. It was
uh-oh.
night. I was right. It was the 70. It was night because I was working for IRS, and they came in and had us the employees to take the flu shot because at that time it was the Hong Kong flu going around. So this was in 1973,
Mm.
before my tonsil removal. I
Mm.
got the flu shot, and it gave me the Hong Kong flu. I was sick for 2 weeks, and I thought I was gonna die. I mean, who has the flu for 2 weeks? I was sicker than what's it, a dog, as they
A
say.
dog.
Yeah, but I mean, that was that sickness right there that I had in 1973. Shoot, that was that what I had when I went had pneumonia back here 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That was peanuts compared to that Hong Kong flu that knocked me out for 2 weeks from taking the Hong Kong flu shot.
Yeah.
And my question is this: why is it that all of these congestional diseases have Chinese origins? They called that the Hong Kong flu back then in 1973. Why is it that these congestional, fluish, COVID type disease? That's why I can see now why President Trump calls it the Chinese disease. I can see, you
Mm.
know, people laugh at him, but I'm telling you something. President Trump got a lot of common sense.
Well, he
Because
said it came from that. That's why he called it that.
yeah, but he probably already knew about that Hong Kong flu too back in 1973.
More than
So,
likely,
because I mean, I'm just a little bit older than he is, so he probably remembers it too. Okay, who else got something to add?
I
Kathy,
just
is that
got
all you
something
got?
small.
Okay,
No, I
Tim.
think that's good. Somebody else can go. Mhm.
Okay, Tim.
Uh, turning the tables a little bit. My boy Trump been cutting up. He
Oh
been,
yeah, what has he been doing?
well, the judge first told everybody to take a 15-minute break. Trump
Uh-huh.
came back in 30 minutes.
Oh no, he didn't, did
Yeah,
he?
he did.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yep. Came back in 30 minutes. Then,
That is so funny.
yeah, and on top of that, the judge put a gag order on Trump. But
Uh-huh.
Trump said he kept saying this was a made up case and
Uh-huh.
that the judge already knows how he's gonna rule
Uh-huh.
because he's a Democrat judge and he
Uh-huh.
has no choice but to do what they tell him to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found that kind of humorous when he told everybody to come back in 15 minutes and Trump came
Yeah.
back in 30.
In,
Yeah,
in other words, you're not the boss of me, huh?
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like the show can't go on without me.
That's why we love them.
You're
Yeah.
right about that. Now the show couldn't go on without him. You're right about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He handled it just like a Don. Just like a
The
Don
the
would.
the, the Don, the Don.
Yeah,
That's why I call him the Don,
yeah.
cause he doesn't care who you are.
No.
He doesn't care how much money you have or don't have. He doesn't care what color, race, creed, religion you are. If you disrespect him, you're gonna get it coming to you. But if you respect him, he likes you. He
Yeah,
just likes you. And that's the reason what people don't understand about him is why him and Putin got along, is because
yeah.
Putin respected Trump.
Yeah.
That's why people don't understand why he and President Xi of China got along. Is because President Xi respected Trump. They weren't afraid of him. They just respected him. So he liked them, you
Yeah.
know? And I mean, that's the same with any of us. I mean, just think about the plain old human person. We don't have any political status or anything. When somebody disrespects you, do you like that person?
No.
Speaking of
Answer me.
Chi,
Answer me. Do you like that?
Mm-mm.
Do you
No.
like that person?
I
Would you
don't.
like that,
Mm-mm.
Kathy? And
No,
if somebody respects you, what?
definitely.
You like that person, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
So Trump is not any different. People
Well,
just
you
want
know,
to.
he's what you all call back in the day, the people's person. Um, he's just the people's person. We,
He he
you know what
yeah
I
he just
mean?
he
Uh,
just he just got a lot of common sense. He got a lot of street sense. See,
right.
that's what a
And
lot of presidents don't have. You got to have some street sense too.
yeah,
You can't have just book sense to run to be no president. You got to have some street sense too.
yeah. He's definitely not a politician. But I also wanted to throw in here before I forget that the auto workers, they're on strike.
Right.
And they're getting highly upset with Biden with all these electric cars because he says they are saying that they were out their jobs.
There is. There is.
Yeah, and
It
that's
is.
that's one union that we really don't want to have problems with on the blue collar side. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
and the healthcare nurses are on strike. Did you
yeah,
know the nurses on strike too?
I didn't read into it, but I saw it.
Well, the nurses are on strike. The healthcare union nurses are on strike, and they say the emergency rooms are packed, and they
Oh no.
said that people are gonna have trouble. I mean, not just the nurses, the lab technicians, the people that operate the MRI machines, all of them are on strike,
Oh
and
boy.
they're striking for I think 3 days or 5 days, and they're saying that people that coming in that's got to have lab work done is gonna have to be there for a while. Yeah, that's
Wow.
pitiful. Isn't that
Wow.
pitiful? And
Yeah.
then
It
here's the
is.
problem. Here's the problem with that is that a lot of healthcare insurance policies will only cover like a 3 day stay in the hospital.
Yeah.
If they got to be stuck there for an additional 2 days, you know, then they got to come up with that money. Well, not come up with it, but they're going to be hit with a bill from the hospital.
well,
And the
how do insurance
hospital,
companies bill sleeping in the hallway?
yeah, yeah. And the thing about it, that's the reason why I stick with Medicare. I don't have those advantage plans. And I just have straight Medicare. And I tell everybody that I know the advantage plans sound good. Yeah. So they'll give me $75 a month for groceries. Yeah. They'll give me a membership to a gym. Well, I can't exercise anyway. Or they are supposed to give me up to $5,000 in dental care. Yeah, my teeth need fixing. Or they're supposed to give me up to $1,000 or $2,000 in eye vision. Well, I can get my glasses from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. I'm like Fred Sanford. I got 20 pairs of glasses around here
Yeah.
because the thing about those advantage plans is number one, you can only go to doctors within their network. They will tell you that you can go out of the network, but just get ready to go out the network once you're stuck in there. And then there's a whole lot of procedures they don't cover, especially when it comes to cancer, because when Simple got cancer, the she couldn't. The hospital wouldn't was not going to cover her procedure that she had to have because she was stuck in one of those advantage plans. She had to postpone it because I told her, look, you going home today, you're going to call Social Security, you're going to have them take you off of that advantage plan, put you straight on Medicare, the straight Medicare. So, and they took them 30 days to do that. But once she did that, then, she rescheduled her appointment, had the procedure done, had her follow ups done, everything, got her medication, everything, and didn't have to pay a penny out of her pocket. So I'm telling y'all, these Advantage plans, they are just, uh, everything that shines is not gold. That's my point. And that's why I stick with Medicare, because with Medicare, if you have to be in the hospital 18, 20, 30 days, doesn't matter. 80% of that is going to be paid for. And most of the time, the hospitals always uh, make it cover the cost of your stay so that you don't have to come out of pocket. Okay. And it's very important to know that. Um, like I said, we talk about anything and everything that comes up on our shows. It might be supposed to be the, politics show, but in a way, healthcare is a part of politics, right?
Yeah, I can elaborate with you, Emily, because I just got through Medicaid, $18,000 worth of equipment that the other companies would not pay for.
Right, exactly. Kathy?
Well, I was going to say this is all politically motivated, because anytime a president runs, all of these issues are on the table. So yeah, these are all political. Everything from healthcare to that's a big issue.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll give our closing statements to each one of us. Okay, we'll be back. Though. Don't go away.
Ooh, we're firing up the Chewy app. Can't say no to these prices. Clumping litter? Resounding yes. Salmon pate? Love that for me. Essentials? Check. Ooh, we have enough to splurge on catnip toys. We did it. I feel so accomplished. Pet me, please. Okay, that's enough. Now back to me time. Love you.
Great prices, happy pets. Chewy.
All right, we're back. That was quick. All right, then. So, closing remarks. We'll start with Kathy.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess there's so much going on. In Newsbreak, they also said that there might be like a great crash in 2024, the great, as big as the Great Depression. So we have to be careful about this. I don't know if that's just a threat or not, but just be aware. Yeah. And so we're always going to have to stay vigilant. And I still don't understand why people don't want to get involved with politics, because thanks to Emily, I'm glad I did, this way, because I can research where before I wouldn't researched as much, or read as much. So thank you so much to everyone for allowing me a part of this.
You're so welcome. And the thing about it is, you had no idea all this stuff was going on, did you?
Not even a fraction. I mean, just the main headline. That's it.
Yeah. And then,
so thank you all.
You all are so welcome. We're happy to have you, because you're a great contributor to the show. And the thing about it, that's what I tell everybody, is that every aspect of our life involves politics in some way, simply because it's the Congress people that's up there in that White House that decide our lives, right?
Yeah.
They're supposed to speak for the people. They're supposed to speak for us, but they never give us what we want, right?
Well, see, the thing is, when you just hear the headlines, you don't know what's true and what's false. So in order to find this out, you need
the
research. And that's
and most people can be bothered.
Yeah. And a lot of people, that's what's wrong too with a lot of our society, is because so many people are not interested in politics. I used to not be myself, I confess. And what makes me really happy today, compared to my time when I was growing up, I love to see these young people, how involved they are in politics, because it's different from when it was growing up in my day, and they are really involved. And you know, it's just, it's a new day. It's a new day. It's, these
Yeah.
young people are making a new world order, and that's another reason why uh, Biden doesn't have a great young people's following like President Trump does. And the thing of it too is, there was a question, I was reading an article today, or was somebody's comment. It said, "Why does it seem like that everybody that has a college degree votes for Biden?" And I was like, "That's not true," you know, because you got a lot of college young people that are independent. You got a lot of them that are Republican.
Yeah.
So, these young people are getting involved in politics so that they can be well informed and that they can make an informed decision when they do vote. And that's the reason why I'm glad that they are getting so interested in politics these days. Because in my day, when I was in my 20s, I wasn't studying about no politics. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But these young people are in their 20s now, not even just 20s. They're starting at like high school, even, um, getting interested and involved as well. You know, a matter of fact, there was a young guy that knocked on my door Sunday. He was passing out some flyers, for the vote. Like I said, we got election tonight, and I mean today we had it all day, and he was going from door to door, but I couldn't open my door, and plus I had already voted anyway, so I just yelled out the window, "I already voted!"
Yeah. Good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still good to see them involved, and active as they are. All right, Tim, your closing comments.
Wow, another great show full of information. Listen, people, if you're not involved in politics, now is the time to start watching our politics just like a hawk. Because when our government starts to make moves and moving the way that they're moving and making moves that they'll never have made before, it's time to really pay attention to that. That way
Mm-hmm.
you just don't be totally caught off guard. But with that being
Mm-hmm.
said, wish everybody love, peace, and happiness, and let's be safe out there.
All right, James.
I got a couple things actually. I'm prepared this time.
All right.
Okay.
I'll make it quick.
Okay.
No, number one, did you guys hear that President Xi is going, or Biden's going over to visit China in November?
Hmm.
Really?
No, I didn't. Thanks for that
That
info.
that was just announced today.
Okay.
Okay.
He's planning a trip to go visit Xi
Wow. Wonder
in
how that's
November.
gonna
Yeah.
turn
Wish I could be
out.
a fly on that wall.
And
The
you
next thing
said,
is, did you guys hear that Laura Trump, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, has a new single out?
"Oh, really?
No, I
And
didn't.
No.
New York took down the billboard, didn't want her on the billboard because it had Trump on it.
Oh no. You mean,
So
she paid for the billboard, didn't she? You have
she
to pay.
paid for the billboard, and they wouldn't put it up because it had Trump's name on it.
Oh my God.
Haters,
That's just ridiculous.
haters,
And
haters.
her new singles, as you all remember it, it's by Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you can find that on YouTube.
How does
Yeah.
it
Well,
sound? How does it sound,
It sounds all right. I'll
James?
send you the link if you can't find it. It's
well,
on
Okay.
YouTube.
All right. Curious. All right.
another thing,
Mhm.
in case y'all didn't know, if y'all catch, y'all should watch President Trump's rallies that he had. Does anybody know what song he's using for his theme song now for his campaign?
I don't.
No, I don't either.
Y'all don't know?
It was Lee Greenwood for a
That
while there.
was that was when he was um, his first campaign, but I'm talking about now.
It's not God Bless the USA.
He's using one of the Memphis groups, Memphis guys song, Sam and Dave.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear
That's
that yet.
interesting. That's really
Hold
interesting.
on, I'm coming.
Oh,
Reach
yeah.
out to me.
Oh yeah, I had
Yeah,
heard that. You're right.
That's a good one. That's a good choice.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
good
And,
song.
Yeah. Good
and so
message.
the guy that wrote the song lives here in Memphis, y'all. And
Wow, that's cool.
and he's one of my Facebook friends. And I saw his post that he didn't know how he felt about Trump using his song that he wrote, because he wasn't really political, but he didn't know if it would hurt his royalties or not. I wrote him back with a reply. I said, "Look, man, if are you even thinking? You need to be glad that he chose your song. Do you know how many times this song will be played?
Yeah.
Do you know how
And the
many
exposure
people?
is good.
Do you know how many people are going to want to buy your song now?
Yeah.
People that hadn't even heard
Mhm.
your song before.
Definitely.
Good or
People that
bad, being played is
people
good.
that may have heard it or didn't like it, they're
I
gonna
get
buy it if they're a Trump
Mhm.
follower.
Yep.
So
And we got a new generation now.
yeah, and so I didn't follow up to see what he replied, but Trump's still using it, so I guess it was all right. That was my fun fact for tonight.
All
Okay,
right.
then. So tonight, y'all, thanks so much, and thank audience for tuning in. I know that we'll get replays because I know everybody on the TV now watching
One
it. So
last thing, Emily.
yeah.
Last week, I forget who it was. It was either you or Tim had asked what happened to JFK.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, me. That was me.
Well, I'll answer that question for you today.
You talking
I
about
seen it on the
JFK
news.
Jr.? Uh-huh.
On the news after you had asked, JFK decided to withdraw out of the Republican or the Democrat and go independent.
Oh, yeah.
So now
Okay. Wow.
he's in the independent voters.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
You're talking Robert Kennedy, not John F. Kennedy. Robert, right?
Or Robert.
Okay, Robert Kennedy.
Robert, not RFK. I knew who he was talking about, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Democrats don't like him, and they've been, backstabbing him and talking about him and running
Well,
him
now he's
down.
running as a Democrat, or I'm sorry, independent.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that means that you got two famous names that's running then, which is Robert Junior Robert, is it Robert James Kennedy or Robert John Kennedy Jr.? And then you got
I
Cornel
don't know
West.
what his middle initial is.
I don't either.
But then you got Cornel West, so that means you got a Caucasian and you got an African American running as independents. Wow, this is good and interesting. That's all I can say. Meanwhile, while we follow all these campaigns and local and national and internationally, always remember, people, free thought is a philosophy. It is not a policy. Don't let people put a policy on your mind. God gave it to you for you to think for yourself. And if you don't know the answer, Google it. And if Google doesn't give you enough, research it some more. And then you make up your own mind. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. All right.
All right.
Yay to that. That's our time.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, family.
We'll see y'all.
Good night.